Welcome to the Land Your Bet Sports Betting Live Show. About to see what we can do with what we have. Happy MLK Day to everybody. Going to be going through some of the more of the games that are starting in an hour and later. That's really what we're working with here. I'll probably try to get to the later games as much as possible, since this is an early stream for the day and we're still waiting on news. A lot of the point of this stream is to get news as it comes in and use it to make some bets. But this is a weird day with a game every 30 minutes to an hour. So we're not going to get this influx of news to be able to make these bets at the same time. So I will be putting these other bets in the VIP, obviously, as always, and talking to the folks in the free section of the Discord as well, including guys like Free Sauce, who's in here. He'll be in there as well with you guys. What's up, Maxim? Can't believe you just jumped in the VIP as well. Good to have you, bro. Got Marcus in here as well. Yeah. Pretty good weekend. Great Saturday. I'll say that. Hope you had a good one as well, bro. And Nick Richards, absolutely looking pretty good today. What's up, GLB Bets? That's what's up. Yeah, we'll make sure. I'll make sure I'm verbalizing what I'm saying here, so that if you're listening from the car, you can get some of this stuff too without having to watch your screen and endanger yourself and others. What's up, Marcus? Let's get it today. Andre, always out here. What's good, bro? Mike, talking about his fat ass on the elliptical. That's what's up, man. Don't fall off. Yeah, but keep bringing those winners for us. Mike had some good looks over the weekend. Demonetized. Always good to have you in here, bro. And Nate and Big Boy Stepper. Yeah, we got a squad in here. So good to have you guys rolling in. As I was saying, I'll let you guys keep rolling in, and I'll start to get to stuff as you're in here. I'm going to share my screen in a minute. I do have a couple plays on the card already. Live show producer David, appreciate you. My man has got the that rolling on the bottom line. So I saw someone talk about Nick Richards. Definitely love him. Got that on the card. We're gonna go back. We went back to Isaiah Collier. I got to revisit that with you guys too, because Isaiah Collier probably got a bump up in his props because Colin Sexton was ruled out for the Yaz. So that does mean we'll have a little bit more. That's what's up, C-Biz. Yeah, he's the man, always. RA, I'm going to be looking at, I took his assists. That's, like I said, I'll scroll on the bottom line for you guys, so you can check that out. What's good? Crank Zone, always got the good stuff in the VIP chat as well. Appreciate you, man. Shadow speaking, what's up, bro? Free Sauce coming in with some plays, 5.5 under on the dimes for Desmond Bain. Okay, yeah, because we got Ja in there for Memphis, so we'll take a look at that. I've got a couple plays I do want to, I've got written down to look at. One of them being Tyus Jones. I want to know what happens with Brad Beal for this game. He's still questionable. So, yeah, David, if we could, I don't think I mentioned that one to you, but Brad Beal is a big questionable tag alongside the two New York boys, right? Kat and Josh Hart, but assuming nothing's come down too recently for those, right?
Nothing yet. I'll keep checking.
Cool. Appreciate you, man. All right, cool. Yeah, no Zion or White Dante today. Dante DiVincenzo. He's out indefinitely now, as David updated me before we got on the show. That just came out a few minutes ago as well, which sucks. He was in that starting lineup. We'll see how that impacts things. But let's get to looking at some of the stuff here on propsmadness.com. I will let you guys know I added 3 more codes to the discount if anybody wants to jump in the VIP. Finally had a great day on Saturday. Really happy about that. So happy to get back over 40 units today. We're at 39 exactly right now. So over 40 has 3 more codes to in the hopes of getting back over 40 today. If you do want to use that code, you get 40% off your first month in the VIP. Can also access the sports books for a free month. If you do sign up for any of the books that you see scrolling underneath me, they're listed in the description of the video. You can use code LYB to get yourself a free month in the VIP. Just send me a screenshot on Twitter or what's the other one there? Discord at JL Boogie. If you hit me up there, show me a screenshot of you signing up using that code, and I'll get you that free month in the VIP. Pretty simple stuff. But let's start. Let me start sharing here and get to some of the plays that I've got for myself and for you guys, and then we'll look at some of the looks that I have that I want to make sure we get to as well while we're on this on the stream today. Not sure how long I'll do this. Like, I'm basically doing my research right now with most of y'all. So if you know, I'll basically be here. I might dip out and come back. Whatever. It might just be an all day affair because all I'm gonna be doing today is looking at hoop and watching hoop. So if you guys want to join that, I'll probably keep the stream going or get it back up or whatever. But for now, Props Madness is the last thing I'll let you guys know about real quick. This is the tool that I'm using. You've probably seen me use it. If you do want to use it yourself, you can get a free trial of this. You can also sign up using code LYB, and that'll get you 25% off your first month. But any questions about Props Madness while we're in here, like, I'm just going to be going and doing my thing with y'all. So if you have questions about what I'm doing while I'm doing it, please just hit me up in the chat. David will find the comment for you guys, and I'll answer the question about how to use this platform here. This game's already rolling. I'll just let me pull up ESPN just to pull up the score for a minute, see where we're at with this game. Haven't checked on it in a minute. And then
51-43.
Say again?
Dallas 51.
Oh, 50-45. 53-45. Nice. And I believe Derek Lively's in this game. How are we doing here? How's our boy Mark Williams doing? Let me take a quick look at that. And Gafford went off. Wow. Gafford went off with Lively. I don't believe Lively's playing this game. He got ruled out. I can't remember now. Miles Bridges, Legacy King told us to take Miles Bridges. I stayed away from Mark Will today, as everybody in the VIP will notice. And it's just, there's got to be a little bit of a comeback down to earth moment for this man at some point. He's got 4 fouls in the second quarter, so he's not going to get his props today. Hopefully y'all didn't go too in on Mark Will again. There's just got to be something. Hey, Nick Smith Jr. was a play too, so he needs 2 more points to get us our prop. Love that look today against Dallas with Nick Smith playing probably close to 30 minutes now if he's at 14 already, which is wonderful. Yeah, this man Mark Will, you got to come back down to earth at some point, man. And it looks like this is the game that he's coming back down. Glad I stayed away from Miles Bridges rebounds too. That was a system play for a bit when it was at 6.5. Now it's at 7.5, so we're off the Miles Bridges stuff. But let's cash Nick Smith. That's the only bet I had in this game, and I'm happy to take that win if we can get 2 more points from our boy in the last 2.5 quarters of this game. That would be wonderful. All right, so this Pistons and Rockets game, I got to start with Amen. I'm sure some of y'all have some bets for this game. So if you do, definitely throw those in there. We could take a look at that together, but try to keep it to Pistons Rockets for a minute. I'm going to try to get through the first 2 games because I know a lot of people watching this are going to be watching it later when, Rockets is already tipped and the other game, Minnesota, Memphis is already tipped. So I'm going to try to get through these, get as many bets as we can in the next 10, 15 minutes. And then those of you who are watching this after those games already tipped, just scrub ahead 10, 15 minutes and you'll go ahead and get all the stuff for the picks from the Celtics game and onward and all that stuff, right? So these next 3 games are going to start in an hour to the next 2 hours, starting with this one, Pistons Rockets. Amen Thompson. It's pretty simple. He got ruled in. He's playing little bro. Let's keep that in mind. The points are at 14.5. They're at plus 103 on Pinnacle. Wondering if that's going to go down at all. The only news, David, help me out here. I don't know if you saw anything else, but the only news for Amen Thompson so far that came down is that he's playing. There's no he's got a minutes limit or anything weird like that, right? That you saw?
I haven't seen anything specific. No.
Cool. Yeah. Then so I would imagine. Yeah, I know he was dealing with what's the injury that Amen was dealing with? Left calf tightness. So tightness in your calf, there's the possibility that he comes in and then he has to come out, and that obviously just screws your bet entirely. My thing is he's playing against little bro Osar Thompson, and I kind of like the PRA just taking all of it for him. And one of the only thing I really wanted to look at was, well, I know he's now playing 35 to 38 minutes per game. Played 41 against the Kings, then missed a game. I guess it was the Wizards, I think he missed. Played the 35, 41, 36, 41, 41. So he hasn't played less than 32 minutes in the last 12-ish, right here, basically. So on December 22nd was the last time he played under 31 minutes. So these last bunch of games, and if you give him 35 minutes, and I'll do it this way. I'm going to take his minutes and move it up to, let's just start with 30. If you give him 30 plus minutes on the season, if we look at the PRA, he's averaging 29.4 over an 11 of 18 games that he's played that many minutes. If you give him 32 minutes, bump that up 11 of 16 games, he's averaging 30 now in these situations. And 35 minutes is even more, and he's liable to play anywhere from 35 to 41 at this point, as far as I'm concerned. So 31.5 PRA on average when he plays at least 35 minutes. Going up against his little bro, like I said, I just want to take this on principle, man. You can get 26.5 minus 115 on ESPN Bet, and that's the only place offering 26.5, it looks like. I got to have FanDuel pulled up just to be able to look at it. Let's see about that. Did Nick Richards get 2 points? Or not Nick Richards, Nick Smith Jr.? Not yet. All right. Someone keep me posted if Nick Smith cashes, please. Appreciate you. I like to have some good feels while we do this. It'll keep me going. All right. Looking at this one real quick, I just want to check Amen's PRA. Here, combos. The double-double's gone. Oh, plus 155 because of the rebounds. Or at 8.5, though. Plus, let's see. PRA for Amen then is at 26.5 minus 122. Not a bad price. So, I mean, I like that right now as is, to be honest. Going up against Detroit, I'm trying to think of a reason not to take this. With the minutes that he would be getting, the field goals are there. The rebound chances are definitely there. 10, 10, 14. Yeah, I mean, this is just going to be a play, I think, based on that. 26.5 minus 122. on FanDuel. Yeah, I'm going to take that. David, if we could throw that in for Amin, I'm going to get over 26.5 PRA for him. I can't even play ESPN Bet, but if y'all can play ESPN Bet, that's a better look. But I am going to add that to the card. So it's minus 120. What I say, 2 or 6? Minus 122 on FanDuel for over 26.5 PRA. That's what's up. All right, cool. Adding that to the card right now. That's going to be scrolling on the bottom line. Thanks to David. And I'm adding that. I'm getting that bet in for myself, first of all. And then we'll add that to the card as well for everyone. Over 26.5 PRA. That's 122 FD. All right. Yeah, I'm taking the whole kit and caboodle with Amin for today. I don't really need to mess with to mess with anything else on it. I mean, the points are probably there for him, but I'm good with that the way it is. So I got Amin Thompson coming up on the card as well for this game. I didn't love much else. I was looking at potentially a fade of Cade Cunningham on the points because Amin is going to be guarding him, and that is not a fun matchup for someone with one of the best defenders in the NBA. But let's see what Mr. Jonas is talking about. Thoughts on Cade and Jalen Green points? Cade been really unlucky. The Rims seem to hate him, and Jalen Green has so much volume currently. Yeah, Jalen Green, ton of volume. You're right, and Jalen Green would be the other look here for points in general. Before I went for, like I was just saying, I would be fading Cade before I went over. This was at 20, finishing up the Cade point. This was at 26.5 for Cade. It went down to 25. And I would still be looking at under 25.5 for Cade, to be honest, with Amin guarding him. I mean, I don't know how you're grading like him being unlucky. And I'm not saying that you're wrong, especially if you're watching these games and you see the way the balls are sort of has a lid on the net, maybe 7 for 21, 7 for 26. Don't know how to gauge if it's unlucky or not. You know, he's going to get the volume. So like I said, I'd be leaning under for Cade, although at the same time, he is the type of player that you would take points against this team. They are 29th are the Rockets in limiting pick and roll ball handler points. So they are second worst there. That's the reason I just ended up staying away from Cade. 26.5 was an under, 25.5 still lean to the under, but it's not a strong enough bet with a big enough edge to take a bet on Cade either way, because this is a good matchup, but it is also a very, very high number for him against a very, very good defense, like the third best defense in the league, according to defensive rating. So if you're looking for over on points and you're talking about Jalen Green versus Cade, I'd be going Jalen Green, to be honest. And I mean, the thing, yeah, no, that's cool. Then that's what's up. No, sweating your bets. I just want to make clear, if you could just bring that up real quick one more time, David. When people ask me how to be successful betting the NBA, one of the bullet pointed responses is watch the fucking games. Like if you watch the games, then you get a feel for what's going on. You're going to get a feel for how a guy's playing. Did he just get unlucky? Did a lot of his shots go in and out? Like if you're watching that, and there's no better way to be interested in a game and a player and watching for stuff than having a bet on it. So if you watched him recently because you were sweating your bets on Cade Cunningham, you have as good of a perspective on it as anybody, in my opinion, when it comes to being able to talk about this stuff. So like I said, if unlucky is based on your eye test, good, bro. Like I'm not distrusting your eye test at all. I think you guys should be trusting your eye tests a decent amount if you're watching the games and you know ball at the very least. For Jalen Green, he's also the type of player that you want to take to score against the squad. Detroit's pretty good on defense overall. I think they're like 12th defensive rating. They're not bad. But the pick and roll ball handler can score against them because they're much better against the spot up. 10th at limiting the spot up points here on this is, by the way, I hope for all of y'all that don't have Props Madness or aren't using it, you see that like this is one of the most helpful ways to look at it. You could get all this play type analysis on like NBA stats page, and it would take you 10 to 15 minutes longer to like sift through the stats and put the right toggle on in the filter and whatever. Here, we're just getting the play type analysis with how the defense plays it. So he scores most of his points, Jalen Green, 32% off pick and roll ball handler plays. Nobody on the Rockets is getting big dimes. Like they're not a big pass team. They're a team that shoots off the pull up. Like all their players basically just go one-on-one. There's not much of an offense there. That's how you score, though, against Detroit. And if we look at their defense up top, they are 29th, limiting points above the break. Jalen Green's taking 42% of his shots above the break. By the way, this is a new feature on Props Madness.
I was just going to say, you see.
Yeah. If you guys hadn't seen this yet, I saw this in their Discord, on the Props Madness Discord. They have this verse tab. So it used to just be the player's shot chart and the defense shot chart. And now they're making it even easier for us by going, they're next to each other. So he scores 2% of his points from the corner, and they're 15th limiting points in this corner. He scores 42% of his points from above the break threes. They're 29th, Detroit is, in limiting above the break three. So this is the man to take. Again, there's still no Jabari Smith. Fred VanVleet obviously is back. Amon's in the lineup, but I mean, he's been scoring. I guess there's no reason to feel bad about this number. Oh, you get 21.5 over here. So 23.5 is way high. Looks like there's some discrepancies between the books. They don't really know what to do with Jalen Green, which makes me nervous, to be honest. So yeah, this is a heater that he's on, because if we look at the season, he's at 21.6 points per game. I've been saying like he's on a heater. And then in the recent games here, let's do the last, like, what is this, 10? Yeah, so last 10 here. He did have a good game against Portland. That was 17 shots in 29 minutes. They won by 22. Then the Kings was the game I was scared of. He still shot 50% from the field against the Kings. I didn't take him in that game because they are a good guard defense, especially with Keon Ellis out there. And he still did his thing. They were missing Fred VanVleet, though, in that game. And they were missing Amen Thompson in the Portland game. So that's helping him get his shot up. Oh, that's right. And Free Sauce was talking about the beef that they had. What bets did that lead you to? Free Sauce, let me know in there. You took Jalen 23.5 over. It does seem like a good bet for Jalen Green, man, against this defense specifically. I'm confused as to why there's such a big discrepancy, and there's only 122.5 here. Let me just look at one more thing real quick. This is what I'd be looking at try to get a little bit more info on Jalen here, and if I can figure out how to bet him. So this is Fantasy Labs. This shows me on off court. So rather than just showing me like how does this dude play like with and without this guy, right? Like when we do Jalen Green with Alperen Şengün, these are all the games that Alperen Şengün has played with him, but it's not talking about the minutes that he's on the court with him, with Şengün, versus the minutes that Şengün is off court, right? And all that stuff. So this is going to be very helpful to see how these guys are playing together when they're on court together. And now that we have Amen in the starting lineup, that does help me go, all right, let me put the starting lineup on the floor together for a minute and see what their numbers are. What are their tendencies? Who's going to shoot more? Who's going to pass more? Whatever. So on court, I'm going to put Şengün, Dylan, Amen, Fred, and Jalen Green. So that's going to be the starting lineup today for the Rockets. That's who's been starting with Jabari Smith out. I really hope that they still start Amen after that. Cat and they're not gonna. I don't even know if we're gonna get that shit on the show, honestly, unless we go for a very long time with the Knicks, but up for the show rather. So in the 124 minutes that those five have played together, these are their per 36 minutes. So if they played 36 minutes together, these would be their numbers, right? So Amen, third leading scorer at 15 a game, but he's got the 10 boards and the 1.5 assists. So this brings him to 15, 25, 26 or so PRA. About 27 PRA on average with this squad. But there's also minutes where he's not playing with Şengün, he's not playing with VanVleet or Jalen Green, and he's a little bit more, prioritized in the offense. So this is just giving us a gauge of it. If we're looking at this for Jalen, he's at 22 per 36 minutes. He's shooting the ball 17.8 times. That's part of the thing here is like, when there is at least one of Fred or like one of these guys are on the court with him, or even as long as all these dudes are out there with him, essentially, Jalen Green's shots aren't going to be as high as they've been in the games where he's played without Fred and all that stuff. But Jalen Green's a good bet today. I do appreciate the beef angle that Cade and Jalen Green have had since like AAU ball, basically. And the way and then they played Jalen Green didn't go to college, right? So it was just Cade at Tennessee, and then Jalen Green was in the G League, and then they came back and they've hated each other in the NBA. So I'm with that. If you want to take Jalen Green, I think I'm gonna pass on that one for now, and then move to this next one right here, Minnesota, Memphis. Haven't had a chance to look at this one too much, to be honest, but quick reminder just to give that video a like too as we switch games over to Memphis and Minnesota. Goes a super long way to help out with everything if you're getting stuff out of these live shows. But now that we got Ja back, I already did take Santi though. This is, the Santi system, as Crank Zone knows. This is going to be somewhat of an auto bet. What's awesome about this bet here is, like, I don't know if people are hip to the fact that with Ja Morant playing, Santi Aldama has more points usually. This is on the season. This was a different. I guess 13 is still the number here for him with Ja. Why does this look different than the last time I did? All right, well, he's with Ja, 16 of 23, basically the same amount of points. When you look at the numbers a little bit more cleanly, if you give him 20 plus minutes, whether Ja's out there or not, that's really what this bet is based on. If you give Santi Aldama 20 minutes, he's good for like 15 points essentially. So we got him over 9.5 for basically even money. What did I get that at? Minus 110 on BetMGM. Yeah, so it's still there at BetMGM is the best number for Santi Aldama to get 10 points. But I mean, I love this bet. When he plays 20 to 35, he's played, he actually didn't get that many minutes in the game against the Minnesota this season. He only got 16, and I still can't really put my finger. This is the thing that's always scary about taking Aldama is sometimes he's basically just going to not get minutes for reasons I can't fully explain. But then when you look over here last season, he did get the minutes. Morant was missing in a few of these for sure. So he missed 2 of those, but either way, I think he's getting the minutes again, similar to the look that we had for Santi against San Antonio and the Spurs. He's the best defender against Rudy against Vic Wembanyama in that last game. And now we're coming back to this one where he's going to be needed against a big lineup. Naz Reid is going to be out there. And then there's a big lineup coming consistently for the Timberwolves. So Santi gets out there and plays a few more minutes. If you give him 20 minutes, I love him for 10 points every time. So yeah, this is a bit of a matchup play and a bit of a minutes play. And then also, like I said, I like Santi out better when he's out there with Ja, and they do give him good minutes with Ja Morant out there. So that's my favorite bet in that game. I hate betting on the Timberwolves. I'm just gonna look at the comments for a minute, see what we got. Anything to that? Yeah, hell yeah. Lord Santi. In Santi we trust for sure. Oh yeah, love this bet, David. I hate the Knicks today. I mean, let's see what happens, because if Cat and Hart are ruled in, then we're gonna get this up to like 8.5, I would imagine. So I haven't hit this yet at all, but yeah, man, I can't get next to the Knicks today. Apologies to all my fellow Knicks homies, but yeah, I can't mess with the Knicks today. Do not like where they're at. This is the bad spot for them. Ooh, yeah. This is a little bit more what my speed right now. Under 39.5 PRA, Great Barrier Thief effect. Yeah, that's hilarious. Is that official? Are we calling Dyson Daniels the Great Barrier Thief? That's fucking brilliant. If we came up with that, and by we I mean whomever came up with that in the Discord, we need to fucking get that shit patented immediately, because that's fire. We could probably make some sick graphics with that. Jalen Johnson, 10 rebounds is a look. Are we just going right to the Knicks game? Nobody really wants to talk about this doo-doo game, huh? Does anybody want to bet on Ja? Nobody? Can I get a Ja Morant 21.5? I mean, I'm fine to skip this game. I think we can talk. The problem with the Knicks game is, like, what do we do with that with Cat and Josh Hart? Let's do that. Let's talk about that game through the lens of what should you do if these guys are in or out, because that might take a sec. So the first thing we do when we're talking about if guys are in and out, let's just go back to Fantasy Labs for a minute and see if there's something that pops out. This is oftentimes when I'm looking at a slate and I see the injury report, right? First of all, if y'all are not doing that, this is the very first thing you do before you start betting on the NBA is you go to the official NBA injury report. You go to places like #basketball and you look at who's going to be on the front end of a back-to-back, who's going to be on the second leg of that. And that's how you start your research. The beautiful thing about #basketball is it's Monday today. I can say who's playing today and tomorrow. And it just shows me the only team that's on the first leg of a back-to-back is the Knicks. They're playing Brooklyn tomorrow, but they probably don't care about that game. So now I'm starting to think, okay, Josh Hart and Cat were seen at shoot-around. They were practicing, as Free Sauce told us a minute ago. That was reported. They've got a big game today against a better team than they've got tomorrow, because this is a G League squad in Brooklyn at this point. Like, they're not going to have to travel at all. They're basically going to sleep in their beds tonight. And then, right. So, like, they don't care about tomorrow. They're just going to care about this game and going all out. I think Cat and Josh Hart are probably going to play. That's one thing I would never have thought of if I didn't look at who is playing today and who's playing tomorrow. Knicks don't need to worry about tomorrow. And then they have 3 days off. So I would be willing to bet those dudes play if they can at all go. And then they have 4 days of rest at their disposal. And we take all the Miles McBride props tomorrow, basically, and campaign as well. Yes, total look is Trey at the Garden. Let me just get back. That's the injury report. Make sure you guys are looking at this. This is linked in the description of the video. You're going to want to make sure you're looking at this so that you can know who the fuck is playing. This is what the teams are sending the NBA, and the NBA sends our way. So we got Cat and Hart questionable. Let's start with this. Let's say that Josh Hart plays and Cat does not play. So let's put Josh Hart on the court, in which case they would start Jericho Sims for Cat. And now we've got Brunson, Sims, Hart, OG, and McHale. And then they've been bringing Precious off the bench and playing about the same minutes as Jericho Sims. So when we put these 5 on the court together, you can see their per 36 stuff. So McHale's about 17 points per 36. OG's at 12.8. Sims sucks, whatever. Hart is at 10.7 boards per 36 and 5.5 dimes. So just want to keep all of this in mind. This is really simple, but once again, this is linked in the description of the video. This doesn't really help me with much, to be honest. So let me see. We got Brunson at 27.5, stupid high. What did he do against them earlier this year? Yeah, he's been diming up against them, right? Let me see, 14 on 15 shots. and 21 points on 18 shots in this one. And then the dimes for him, he hasn't really been doing shit against this team this year, and they've lost twice to them. So this is a pretty big spot for the Knicks. I'm a little bit more scared of going under on Jalen Brunson shit after looking at this, but the points are still silly high for someone who's averaging 26 on the season. Not really the same shit as last year that we're seeing from JB. All right, so let's then at least look at the Hawks. We know are going to be healthier, right? Let me just do that real quick. So we've got this. Let's do it the other way for a sec. Let's take Sims and Hart out. Let's put in Cat, and then I think we would see. So we got Brunson, Cat, Bridges, Anunoby. Man, who would come in for Hart at this point? Maybe Miles, honestly. Yeah, that's crazy. I guess it would be Miles, because I don't think you're going to bring Precious in alongside Cat. That does nothing for you. You need Cat to have that space. So if we get this lineup right here, now we can work with this. So if Josh Hart is out, this is a little bit more interesting, because these dudes are just going to jump up in points. Miles is going to get some burn. OG gets more rebounds now because there's no Josh Hart. So if Josh Hart is out, we can work with this. I'm going to leave this up. I'm actually going to copy this to my notes. So this is what I need here. This is what happens when Josh Hart is off the court and you've got, say, Miles McBride in with the starting lineup instead. This is helpful. It's not the biggest sample size, but I'm at least going to copy this to my notes so I can just come right back to this and see what I see when we get there. All right, NYK lineups. I'm just going to save this link right here. This is what's going to tell me what I want to do if Josh Hart is out and Cat is in. So let's get to the Hawks, since we can at least look at their stuff. We know it's Trey's. What's his assist at? I should have been coming back to that. So yeah, we didn't get any better. It only got worse. It was 9.5, like minus 135 is where it opened on DraftKings. So if you wanted to drink that minus 135 juice, then it was totally worth it. He's been getting this number. I mean, I think he's gone over most of the time against the Knicks now. He failed to. He had 21 potentials in this game where he was missing DeAndre Hunter and Bogey in that one, which is going to impact his ability to get assists. Those are his two best spot-up shooters. And the only person out here is Ricochet, right? And then, yeah, Jalen's probable. So we know we're going to have Jalen, Ricochet out. Who started the last game for them? I'm just going to pull up. Actually, let me pull up. This is popcornmachine.net. I want to see who started for the Hawks in JJ's absence the other day. Let me see, where's Atlanta at against Boston. They won that game too. We had Clint, Trey. Oh no, Jalen. I mean, not for Jalen. For Ricochet, it was Krejci. That's right. Jalen was on a bit of a, I mean, I guess not really. Yeah, he played 37 because they went to OT, but he would have played 32 if they hadn't. He's been playing like 35, 36. So if we think he's good for the minutes too, then yeah. Let me start with him and just focus for a minute on Jalen then. So Jalen, 17.5 points. He's at 9.5 boards for minus 105 on the season, averaging the 10 for show. 15 against them last time on 20 chances. In the other game, 15 on 20 chances. Missing Bogey and DeAndre Hunter in that one against the Knicks. I'll just pull this up head to head. Missing nobody in the second one. Played 41 minutes, won by 8. He had a bunch of dimes. He played really well against his team all 3 times. So do we think he's going to do the same shit? It's about the minutes. He got 39 and 41. Can we trust his minutes? Who's their head coach? Quinn Snyder, Jalen Johnson minutes. This is 6 days ago. That doesn't help me. Let's see if I can get anything in the last like 24 hours, maybe. No, nothing there. Look to subdue Knicks. Yeah, but I don't know if he's got a minutes restriction or anything. Johnson. It was good to have Johnson. His presence in the game. It doesn't matter if he's scoring or doing his impact. Nothing about the minutes. Great. Thank you so much. All right. So nothing about his minutes that we can find on a quick search to help us get there. But that's really what this comes down to. I don't know how to project his minutes because all these numbers are low, right? I mean, they're way lower than his season averages, right? So on the season, he's at 19.7 points. Here it's at 17.5. He's at 10 boards. This is at 9.5. He's at 5 assists. This is at 3.5, minus 160. So 18 points, 4 assists is 22. 32 should be his PRA. And it's at 30.5. Yeah, so you're getting minus 110 on Pinnacle for him to get 31.5 PRA. You can take minus 130. What did he just do here with the dimes? He had 3 on 6 potentials in 38 minutes against the Celtics. Seems like he's good. If he played all of OT, he should be good for the minutes. So then the question is, which one? Y'all are like in the rebounds, it seems like, for Jalen. I don't hate the assists either, as he's had 13 potentials and 10 potentials against the Knicks in the 2 games that he's gone there. I mean, the RA itself is nice. The points he took, how many shots did he take against his team? He took 18 and 20 shots. He didn't shoot very much last game when he was coming back, but it was his first game back, and he did shoot. He just sucked. Hey, Cash Nick Smith, appreciate that update. Love that. All right, 13 against the season, his first game back. So it's just tough to project that. That's where I'd be going. I'd be going to Jalen Johnson, though. I see what you guys are seeing. And he's going to be if he's getting 36 minutes, I mean, let's say he plays 36. We put him up in the minutes here, 36 minutes. Let's put this at 38. So 36 to 38 minutes. He's done that 9 times, gone over 6 of them. Yeah, let me see about the rebounds. No, not as good. Rebounds and assists. That's another look I was considering. 13.5, minus 115. This is kind of what I'm considering too at this point. Rebounds and assists, because he is the secondary playmaker. He did a great job rebounding against the C's. I guess if we have like Jericho, Sims, and Precious in there, don't you like his chances going to the rim too with the points? Like, I'm not really scared of that at this point. I think the PRA for him is fine. Now that I can't decide on the props that I want. Obviously, he needs the points if we put PRA in there, he needs the points. Like, you can't get PRA without getting at least close, if not over the points. So that's why I don't always love taking all of it. I'm clearly waffling on this one. Trying to see what you guys are saying about JJ. I know there were some looks in there. Yeah. Yeah, so free sauce is like, so you do like the RA a bit, it seems like, for Jalen Johnson. Rebounds and assists. I mean, against the Knicks, he's crushed this line, right? He played more minutes is the thing. He played 39 and 41. Should still be good for that. 22 in each of them, bro. Yeah, it's a ton of potential assists. I think I'm liking this the most, is the RA. Minus 115 on Bet365. Let me see what this is on FanDuel. This is not gonna be as fast paced of a show as we've had. Like, it's morning time, still sipping the coffee and need to get the plays in, taking our time here. So PRA, let's see here. Actually, let me look at rebounds and assists. What we got there? Van Vliet, JG, Brooks, Thompson. Yeah, cool. So we got the lineup in there. I'm sure Detroit's is gonna come out in a sec too. Wow, double for JJ is plus 105. That's just basically saying we need the 10 boards, right? That's probably the look. What is it on? Let me see what it is on Bet365 for a sec. I'm just gonna pull up all these books directly for a minute. I should be using like Odds Jam. I don't really want to give them any love. Let me go back to NBA. Let's see what this DD is for Jalen Johnson on Bet365. He had some pretty good prop lines here, so the double might be a better number on Bet365. Let's see. Pull this up. Damn, they got the double so far down here. For Jalen, minus 115. Interesting. What do we got over here? It's going to take me way less time to find it. On DraftKings, player combos, double for JJ, minus 105. So it's a nice number here for us on FanDuel. I think that's the play for right. If we like the rebounds a lot and they're at minus 1, yeah, then we're just getting a better we're getting a better look for the double. All right, that's what I'm going with. I'm going to add that to the card, please, David. We're going to get the double for Jalen. What's the number on that, Andre? I'm interested to see what that's about. Let me know. All right, added to the card. Everyone, Jalen Johnson, DD, plus 105, FD, 1U. Love that number. That's the way I like to play it now. Okay. Now the thing is like the rebounds you can get for 10 at like minus 105. So don't, if you're playing this on a book where you can get the rebounds at 10 plus, what's his number on here? Right, like 9.5 minus 105. So if you're going to take a double-double, you better not take it for less than minus 105, which is the same thing as just taking it from, because unless you don't think he's going to get 10 points, but I'm feeling pretty confident that Jalen Johnson is going to get 10 points, a man who averages double that on the season. So I'm not as worried about the points. I'm just adding them to the rebounds to get better juice because it's minus 105 for the boards. I'm confident in the points anyway, so I'm just going to make this plus 105 by taking the double-double, essentially. That's all we did there. All right, added Jalen Johnson to the card. Thank you, David. And we can keep rolling for a minute. This one, yeah, I'm not going to bet on any Knicks until I know what's up on the other with the others, obviously, with Kat and with Josh Hart. So we'll wait to see on that. The question would be, I guess Trey double-double, there's no way that's a decent number, is it? Yeah, minus 155. I don't think we're going to get much better than that. Cool. All right. Yeah, so let's keep rolling then, because I also don't love that Memphis-Minnesota game, and we can at least get to some of this other stuff here. I took Nick Richards. I don't know if everybody in here has known that yet, but Nick Richards is on the card. And as we scroll over to the Phoenix game, quick reminder too, that if you do want to jump into the VIP as we're rolling along this season, do have 3 codes I added last night for over 40. If you use that code, you get 40% off your first month in there. That's where these plays are going as soon as I have them. And obviously after these games, after we get off the show, still going to have more plays to be able to add. So that's the point of the VIP, so that you are up to date with the plays as the injury news comes out. So if you do want to jump in there for 40% off, you can also get stuff like one-on-one sports betting consultations with me, showing you how to use some of the tools that we're using here more directly and stuff like that. So happy to meet with anybody there. And if you do want to get in for a free month, sign up for one of the sports books that you see scrolling under me. They're all linked in the description of the video. Send me a screenshot showing me that you used code LYB when you sign up. And I'm at JL Boogie on Twitter and Discord. That'll go ahead and get you a free month. If you send me a screenshot at JL Boogie, Twitter and Discord, get you that free month in the VIP, and you can check out what it's all about. But let's get to Suns Cavs. And like I said, Nick Richards is awesome, so took him already. Figured he's going to be needed, and I should have been taking this. There was other people in the VIP in the Discord, both VIP and free sections of the Discord, who were much more on the Nick Richards stuff last game than I was. He got the double-double. He was a stud, and Phoenix coaching staff said from the moment that Nick Richards was traded to them, they were like, he's going to get minutes as soon as he's available. Like as soon as he can be on the court without being a liability because he doesn't even know the plays or the defense we run, then he's going to be out there for like a full slate of minutes. First game, I believe he came off the bench, but he still played 29 minutes, right? 21 points, had like 23 rebound chances in this game. Still love him. I took him on the PR at 18.5. It's now 19.5. The double-double was like plus 240. Nothing wrong with that if you want to take that as well. I think that's a good look, especially at better than 2-1. I don't know if we're going to get that good of a number on it at this point. Let's see. The best spot would probably be Bet365 again, which we all know takes a fucking hour to go through. But let me just see if I can see what his number is there. And then I promise next show, maybe I'll start actually bringing up like Odds Jam and take a look at that shit. But let me go all the way down to double-double. I could also just search this shit. Double-double. There we go. For Nick Richards, still plus 235. I think I got to put a sprinkle on that, don't I? Like, there's no reason not to get in on that if you think he's good for 10 boards, which I really do. So, yeah, we're going to go Nick Richards plus. I missed out on the plus 240, but I'm pretty sure that's the best number too. Let me just make sure I'm not lying to you, and I'm going to add that to the card, even though I already have a bet on Nick Richards. Happy to add another half a unit to get a full unit back. Let's see what we got here on the combos. Where are you at? Player combos, double-double for Nick. Yeah, plus 235. I'm going to get that in a Bet365. If we could add that for half a unit, please, David, that'd be money.
You got it?
Thanks, sir. Yeah, because where we're at with it's the rebounds I'm not even that scared of with Nick Richards if he's playing 29 minutes. Double plus 235, Bet365. Yeah. 200. All right, and that shit. Love that. All right, we'll keep it going here. 1 sec. Okay. All right. Good deal. Sorry to all that are on Facebook. I think I just lost the Facebook folks. All right, keep it rolling here. We got that in now for JJ for Nick Richards. Is there's anything else people want to look at in this game? I'm open to it. I thought the other thought that I had, I want to see what happens with Brad Beal for Tyus Jones assists. That's one thought here. And Tyus Jones is awesome at diming up. We got so fucking lucky in this game right here against Detroit. We took him to get the eight. We got, over 17.5 PA, and he had 10 dimes, which is the only reason he got there because he had like 8 points or whatever, 9 points, and he barely got there. So the points and assists are not bad. He just dicked us on the points last game. The assists, he's had 15, 17, and 12 potential assists all right there. So that's one consideration. You're looking at KD. Y'all like KD on the ancillary stats. It's because his points prop is so high all the time, but I can understand the rebounds and the assists for KD. Yeah, 4.5 plus money. I'll pull Houston. I'll pull up the Suns. The other look just to consider is that to keep it simple, Donnie Mitchell's points prop is super high at 26.5, especially for a guy scoring 23 on the season. So it's super high, but this is the type of player you want to take to score against the Phoenix Suns. I mean, there's very few people taking more pull-up shots than Donovan Mitchell, and that's how you score against this Phoenix Suns team. So I know I'm going off on a tangent real quick, but I'm going to show you tracking data for players as soon as this comes up and pull-up shooting. And this is just every player in the NBA who's taking the most pull-up shots per game. Where's Donnie? Oh, Donnie's down this year. Interesting. I mean, he's still like top 15 in the league in terms of pull-up shooting. He's taking 8.9 per game. And that's how you beat the Phoenix Suns. Like the Suns give up like the third most pull-up shots. Their defense is bad against the pull-up. It's just that simple. In part because they haven't had much of a defensive presence down low. So they do need to sort of back off guys because if guys drive by them, then it's Mason Plumlee at the rim to block you. You're probably going to be successful. So Nick Richards, better defender at this point of the rim than any of the guys like Nurk or Plumlee. So maybe there's a bit more chance for Donnie to drive. But I think that Donnie would be the play. It's just 26.5 is too high. That's how you beat the Suns. So that's one consideration. I know we want to talk about the KD assist. So here's what I'm doing for a sec. First, I'm going to have to go like that. Let me go to the Suns for a minute, and I'm going to look at their on-off court stuff and see how this lineup's been doing when it plays like without Brad Beal, basically. So let's see, like last game, we have Nick Richards in there now. So he's going to kind of screw stuff up, to be honest. But, yeah, he is going to mess stuff up. But let's at least do this. Let's do KD. Let's just see what it looked like with Nick Richards. Let's put Booker out there and just see how many minutes do they play on the floor together. Where's Nick Richards? They don't even have him on here. Yeah, they don't have this ready for us. So we can't really look at it with Nick Richards. That's kind of annoying. I know Nick's going to get out there and get boards. The KD assists could be a look. I don't love it, to be honest. Let me get back to KD. Off bat, I don't love it, but let me think about why that would be. There's also no Evan Mobley. If Evan Mobley was in here, I might like the assist better because if Mobley's guarding KD can't really get everything he wants all the time. Now it's KD going up against like, I guess Karis LeVert is in the starting lineup. That's a bucket more than anything, to be honest. I don't know that he'll have to pass, but at the same time, he has been getting dimes as of late, especially like these last like 20 games. Let's see, these last 18 games, he's at 5. He's over in 13 of 18 though. The potential assists, they don't get that high for KD. Like he doesn't really get much past 10. So if you think he's getting 10, then 5 for plus money is a good number for sure. Does seem highly possible, but like there's nothing against it. I don't really know how to gauge the KD assist more than anything, to be honest. Like just by themselves, I don't have something that's like, yeah, this is the moment to hit KD, unless you think that the number at plus 110 is good. So I'm good on that, to be honest. But if y'all hit it, like I totally understand it. I'm just looking now for Tyus Jones, to be honest, and I don't really have much desire to mess with it. Like Jared Allen at 16.5 points. What are we doing? Like, what? How many times has he done that in the whole season? Regardless of Evan Mobley playing or not, like it didn't really matter last game. 13 of 41. That's a 31% hit rate. Like just the points alone is an under because that's a ridiculous number right there. 16.5 is too much for Jared Allen. If you look at the boards at 10.5, it's doable. But even that number on the season, 46% hit rate. I mean, do we think he's getting more minutes today? Let's say he plays 30 plus minutes, right? So on the season, 30 plus minutes, averaging 11.9 boards, much better hit rate, I suppose. What about the points? The points, he's averaging 17 when he plays 30 to 37 minutes. Still, like averaging 17, this number is at 16 and a half. This is an under, man. Phoenix being bad or not, there's no way I would take an over on Jared Allen stuff. If you do want to bet on that's an under for me. So, all right, let me keep rolling so I can at least touch upon a few of these other games that I haven't gotten to because we're running out of steam here. So let's at least touch on this one. We know everybody's playing, right? I believe nobody's on the injury report for Boston. So we're going to go over to that game for a minute. I might come back later in the day and do a bit more of this with you guys because I'm not going to have the stamina right now, especially these games are starting, to get through like the rest of the afternoon without sitting down and looking at it more closely, taking a break. So I'm going to go through the 2 p.m. one here, or I guess it's 5 p.m. So that's what, 3 hours from now or so. Yeah. All right. So we've got the lineups here, but we don't know about we don't know about Steph, right? He's the one that's questionable. Yeah. So this has blowout written all over it, to be honest. All right. I'm just going to take some looks from y'all in the comments and then go from there, honestly, and move forward. But Hauser threes. Oh, and PP threes. Real quick. I'm not saying Jared Allen is not a good double-double. I'm saying I'm not touching 16 and a half points for Jared Allen, but he only needs 10 to get your double-double, and that's very doable. And then the rebounds as well. Now Karis LeVert listed questionable. Maybe that's also why they're getting ahead of over 16 and a half, is like even fewer players are going to be out there. Damn, who the fuck is going to guard KD? I said that last game too he did go off against Detroit, right? Yeah. Who's going to guard KD? Do we just keep riding the heater? I mean, he was only 2 for 8 from 3, and he still did his thing. What's good, Jacob? This is 27 and a half. That's a lot. All right, let me move past it. That is an interesting update there with Karis LeVert for sure. They're running out of players. All right, people are liking spot up stuff, right? Against the Dubs. I assume that's what we're looking at. Push a P, as we know. Okay. Let's get to the white boy. 10 and a half points against the Dubs because we're expecting this to be a blowout, right? Like this is the human victory cigar where they just bring Peyton Pritchard in when it's like game time, Red Auerbach cigar time. So we got everybody playing. Don't think that matters too much. There's a couple things I'm looking at here. I want to share the quick secrets with y'all. I'll get back to Peyton P in 1 second, but here's what I wanted to share with you guys about Boston because people have been hitting me up asking about Boston. Jason Tatum rebounds makes total sense. Here's what's interesting. So we're going to have everybody out there, right? Let's do, let's just start with the starting lineup. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Drew Holiday, Chris Stapps, and D White, right? Let's see what happens. We put all 5 of those guys on the floor together. What are their numbers, usage, blah, blah, blah. So the things that stand out, Tatum, 13 boards per 36 minutes when he's got KP on the floor with the rest of the starting lineup, right? That stands out. Jaylen Brown only at 16 and a half points per 36 minutes. That stands out because this is a dude that's at like 23 per 36 normally, right? The assists are high for him, 5.8 dimes. That's pretty good for JB. And then the board's not so great when he's out there with KP. And he's only taking like 12 shots. He's taking like 5 threes a game. That's not much for him, right? And he hasn't been taking threes at all. So those are the things that stand out. Chris Stapps at 23 per 36 and 8 boards or 9 boards per 36. That also stands out. People were talking about the Jason Tatum rebounds. I kind of want, they're 8.5. All right, well, fuck me. Only because of Tatum. Well, is Draymond's out, isn't he? Let me go back down. Yeah, Draymond's out. This game's a blowout, dude. They're about to smack them into the ground. Like if Steph plays and scores 31, they might still lose by like 15 points. Like Steph's going to hit like 8 threes if he goes off, and they're still going to lose by 15 points tonight. This is going to be a beatdown. So that should scare you. That should scare everybody because I love taking the center rebounds against the Dubs. But this is probably, I think like the Sam Hauser push a P game for sure. That's probably a good look too. Let me get back to that in a sec, Mike. That's a good call. Mike, one of the VIP cappers in the VIP Discord as well, always bringing good looks, and that's a good thought process on the KP first quarter. What is it though? Give it to me at like 5.5. There's no way. Oh shit, we got 5.5. Whoa! What? 4.5? Bet365 for the zinger for the first quarter points. Que paso? 5 minutes right here. 10, 7, 11, 7, 8. Let's see if he plays at least 7 minutes in the first quarter. Come on now. You got this at 4.5 minus 120. Great look, Mike. I'm getting that in right now. 4.5 minus 120. What the fuck is going to stop him? Who going to stop me, huh? All right. I'm adding that. 4.5. I mean, fuck. Take my money. If he's gonna take how many shots? Hold on. Wait. Took 4. I mean, it's 4 for 4, 3 for 3, 3 for 6, 3 for. I mean, 5 shots. Took 10 in this game against the Nuggets, which we loved that one. Yeah, get in, get out. Right, go get some rest. Try to feed the big man early and then get him off the floor. Yeah, let's do it. I like that look. All right, added to the card is going to be, if we could do Kristaps 4.5 points, Mike, we'll take that minus 120 on Bet365. I'm going to get that in with that access. Great look, Mike. Over 4.5. Q1 points minus 120 Bet365. And I'm getting that one in for myself. All right. Payable to minus 135, dude. That math is mathin'. Love that. All right, cool. Let's get KP in there. Do we just get the human victory cigar in there as well? I mean, he's 10.5, minus 142 on Caesar, minus 125 on Bet365. But yeah, I mean, he's going to be hitting threes. What's his 3-point prop at? 2.5. Just take the points. He's going to be able to get into the lane too against this team. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with it. We're going to take him 10.5, minus 125 on Bet365. Really don't have. Let me see what this is looking like elsewhere for a minute. I see where y'all are at, man. Look at these. Look at people helping people, getting some good looks in. Maybe I would have gotten this when I got off the show. Maybe not, but at least you helped me out. Let me know what that price is at. Marcus, for the Jason Tatum double-double. Wordplay. Right. Let's go combos. No, I'm just looking at player points for a minute. Where's the human victory cigar? Do they have his points up on here? Probably not because they're scared. Oh, they do. 11.5 minus 105. I don't care about that. Let's go over directly to over here. I also just want to see what's up with this game because I haven't been able to watch it at all. So I'm just checking this out real quick. Glad we stayed away from Miles Bridges' rebounds. Glad we stayed away from Mark Will. Whew, that was scary. Yeah, Nick Smith, we should have laddered. Fuck me. Should have gotten the 15 plus for Nick Smith Jr. When you feel it, you feel it. Idiot. And then what's up over here? 920. Yeah, Gaffer's putting on the clinic. Kyrie gonna get close to his points, right? It was like 20. It was high though. Okay. All right. Najee putting in some work on the RA. All right, we'll go back and watch this later. Finishing up the Peyton P points. That's really all I care about, to be honest. And this one is the Peyton P points, and I'm not really trying to mess with the other stuff. For him, they don't have his shit up yet on DraftKings. They don't even have it up over here. Okay, no worries. So we are getting the best number at 10.5 minus 125 on Bet365. It's going to go up, I would imagine. I'm going to take that, Mike. I'm going to add Peyton P to the thing at minus 125 for 10.5. And we'll see if I add more to that later with any other kind of ladder or what have you. But got to do it. Add it to the card. Get that on there. Over 10.5 minus 125. Bet 365. You. All right. Yeah, we might go back in and reinvest in the push a P stock market. I mean, am I wrong that this haircut looks like a high school drug dealer haircut? I don't think so. I think we all know that I'm not making that up. All right. The 10.5 points, we got that there. It's just like move the hairline back a little. That's all I'm saying. It's like it's army helmet shit. That's what makes you look like a drug kid. he's definitely got a bike with pegs on the back of the back wheels, you know, like the pegs on the, so that people can ride on the back. That's Peyton P's bike for sure. It's like a BMX like that for sure. Lowrider. All right. From your lips to God's ears, Jacob. I'm rooting for all my Mark Will guys. I couldn't get there with it today. That's for sure. If you're going to take it over on Cade, yeah, I mean, the points would be the look against the Rockets. They don't give up assists, but it's tough because he's going to have Amon on him. So that's all I'm saying there. Let's see. Yeah, everybody's, yeah, Mark will. It may not be, but what Warriors have been sleeping on 6-man white boys that run all over way before the Dick debacle. Put it on a shirt. All right, cool. Let me see. Yeah, we've got the Jalen Johnson double floating on the bottom line there too. Sam Hauser's a look. I know that was brought up as well, right? What's his threes prop at? 1.5 is -106, or you can get even money on BetMGM for 2 of them. We got to think that he's probably good for that too, don't we? I mean, the only way to get there is just to be like, well, blowouts and whatever. But it's still Peyton P's world. I think we've got enough white guys on the card right now. We just put Kristaps and Peyton. Well, to be fair, there's like freaking 4 white guys on the team. So like, you know, we're just working with what we have. Monday, 5 p.m. Eastern, moving to the Jazz. Let me just close this out here in a minute with the Yaz. Because I don't know if I'm going to talk about this poo-poo ass game where the Clippers' entire team is on the questionable tag there. So not really trying to mess with that noise. Let's see real quick. Yeah. All right. The Jazz game here. The Jazz game. Sorry. What do I have on the card already? I like this is the best player in the NBA. If you don't know, now you know. It's Isaiah Collier. Crank Zone, if you're in here, I'm just reading your messages. I don't even know what to do with that, dude. I don't even know what to do with that right now. It surprises me not at all. Isaiah Collier is the best point guard in the NBA. If you haven't heard of him, get used to it. Who doesn't love a fucking chubby point guard who's athletic and can get dimes and rebounds? What? Fucking love this dude. Watch his game. Like, become familiar with it because Rose is better than Keontae George. To me, better than Colin Sexton. Sexton's a better defender, but he's better than Colin Sexton. And Sexton's not playing in this game. So we got Collier assists with the CLV here. Although no, you can still get it for good money. I got I got 8+ for +125. So I got a little bit better than what's available. And I took 10+ for +350 on Bet365. He should be in the starting lineup now. I might need to go back in on the RA as well. Oh, it's 11.5 now. This bitch was 6.5 last game when he had 18 of them, and that was plus money. What a time! What a time! So what else? Yeah, Walker was the other look for this game. I do like. I mean, is Zion is questionable? Is that right, David? Is he questionable right now? I don't know if this is right or not. Yeah, he should still be right. Says he is.
No, nothing new.
Yeah, so non-COVID illness, not a good start to him playing. That would probably be the wrong side. And so is Eve questionable. Wow. So, I mean, if anybody was going to stop Kessler from getting boards, it was Eve. And I don't know if that's the case. I missed this. 11.5 was, I think it was actually close to even money yesterday. I think is what Crank Zone told me. And then I was just not on it yesterday. So do we want to like go in on rebounds for Walker Kessler and what's going to be probably a weird game and we don't know if Zion is playing? If Zion's playing, then don't you think Kessler's out there for 30 minutes? Let's see what happens when we put this at 30. I mean, if Zion's out there, you need Kessler to block the rim. There's no like Zion just scored 24 points in like 23 minutes because he was going up against, was it Vooch? Or no, he was going up against Drew Eubanks. No offense to Crank Zone's boyfriend, Drew Eubanks. But not even just Crank Zone. Everybody in the VIP beat Jockin Eubanks last game. I forgot what he is, the Titan of Troutdale or something like that, I believe. Oh, Zion's out now. Ah, okay. Zion is officially out. So, yeah, now that makes me even more scared that Kessler doesn't need 30 minutes, to be honest with you. I know you would see Zion out and be like, well, then it's just easier for Kessler to do what he does. But first of all, Zion doesn't play defense. And second of all, he was actually going to be needed with Zion out there. So now I don't like that quite as much, to be honest with you. Yeah. Yeah, Drew, he was. I thought he didn't get you anything last game, dude. That sucks. And now Missy's out too. So this is all just coming out. Oregon finest. He's from Troutdale, Oregon. I forgot what his nickname was. Mike was talking about that recently, that he had a sick nickname. It was like the Titan of Troutdale or something. It's hilarious, dude. Yeah, go Beavs though. Love that we got the Oregon State in the chat. Keontae George points coming in from ZB Miami. Let's see real quick. So Keontae is gonna be playing without Sexton as well. I don't see why not. 21.5 is high for this man, but like they got 22.5 on Pinnacle. I mean, 21.5 isn't bad. I mean, he's taken 20 and 22 shots in the last 2 games. One of those games had Sexton in it, but we've got no Markkanen, no anything. Let's just do that real quick with Utah, and I'll give you my quick thoughts there on that. And by the way, for the Dubs, I'm scared to take rebounds. There's going to be so many shots from far for the Shack of Troutdale. Thank you, Mike. Drew Eubanks, the Shack of Troutdale. What I'm scared with the Dubs and the rebounds for everybody in the other game, just to close that out real quick. There we go. This is a known thing, the Shack of Troutdale. So this isn't even just Mike talking shit. This is for real. Hell yeah. Who knew this was gonna be such a big Drew Eubanks show? I'm sorry for talking shit on your man's there, Crankzone. He's the Shack of Troutdale. The rebounds are going to be going long for the Warriors. So I don't know. Drew Holiday and Derek White probably good for some boards in this one. But I'm really not sure how to gauge that against the Dubs. They suck at rebounding in general. There's no Dre out there. I think it's going to be a 30-point loss for the Warriors. If I'm wrong, great. I don't know who's going to show out for them against the best team in the NBA. So, all right, cool. So we're with that. Let me just pull up this for Utah real quick and just put off court everybody that's going to be off court. Also, give me my Bryce Sensabaugh props. Sensabaugh season, pure scorer, 3 levels, scores anywhere on the floor, left hand, right hand, jump shot, pull up, catch and shoot. Bryce Sensabaugh is the truth when it comes to scoring. Watch his game as well if you're not familiar. The Bryce Sensabaugh, Isaiah Collier tandem should be real moving forward. But let me take off Colin Sexton, John Collins, Jordan Clarkson, Johnny Juzang, Flip should be out there. Fucking Flip. Lowry's out. Micah Potter's out. Taylor Hendricks is out. All right. Who's actually played when all those dudes are out this year for the Utah Jazz? So yeah, Sensabaugh season. I mean, 14.5, 15.5. I'm going to hit both of those bitches for Sensabaugh on his points. When he plays, he's taking shots, 21 shots per 36 minutes. Dude is a pure scorer. Let's put some guys on the court. So we got Collier. Yeah, Keontae hasn't played much with them, but Keontae is going to shoot. He's at like basically 30 points per 36. I think you're good for all these dudes. I mean, New Orleans defense sucks. It's pretty simple. It's not that hard. Yeah, I think I'm going to wait for that Sensabaugh stuff. But if you want to take Keontae George points, I'm good with it. I took Collier on the assists, 14 assists per 36. He's such a killer. And then I don't know about Drew. Walker Kessler hasn't played much there. If we get Drew Eubanks props, I'm coming right back to you, Crankzone. You can let me know if that's who we should be betting on. Yeah, I'll be betting on Sensabaugh, and I've already got my shit on a Collier. I might reinvest in the Collier market. And if you want to bet on Keontae George, I would give that the green light. I'm not a big Keontae George fan at this point. I did love him last year, but I've now been called. I basically now just kneel at the altar of Isaiah Collier point guard play. So I'm good on Keontae George, but points would be where I'd be going for Keontae. He'll be playing off ball with Collier feeding him. So I do like the Keontae look. And like I said, whenever you give me my Sensabaugh props, I don't know how high you would have to make Bryce Sensabaugh props for me not to take it, but you'd have to make it damn high for me not to go over on the Sensabaugh season. So that's going to be all I got for right now, y'all. I need to like eat a fucking piece of bacon or something. Fucking starving. I'll let y'all know. I'm probably not going to come back with the live just for a couple games later, but we'll definitely be back with the full slate tomorrow, and I'll be looking at a game tonight. If you do want to jump into the VIP, I'm about to go in there and be throwing my plays down for the rest of today over the course of the entire day. So if you do want to jump in there, probably still have 3 codes. I put 3 more up last night. I haven't double checked, but if you can't get this code in or it's not working, just hit me up and I'll figure it out with you. It's 40% off your first month. Code over 40. That'll get you that 40% off. And then the link is in the description of the video. You can also see it right there at the bottom of the graphic. WAP.com is where you head. If you want to get a free month and just check it out and sort of trial it for the 30 days there, you can get a free month using code LYB when you sign up for any of these sports books. So there's a bunch linked in the description of the video as well. Underdog, BetMGM, Sleeper, Better, a couple others. Use code LYB and just send me a screenshot of you signing up using that code at JL Boogie on Twitter and Discord, and I'll send you that free month code for yourself. So appreciate everybody tuning in, man. We're gonna keep it going, get over 40 today, like we said here a minute ago, and I'll be back, like I said, tonight with that NBA video for Tuesday's slate of games, and then we'll have that live show tomorrow, 5:30 p.m. Eastern, like we do every single weekday. So appreciate you guys jumping in early on the MLK Day. Happy day to everybody, and appreciate y'all tuning in. So until I see you guys later, happy betting.